Hello guys. Hello guys. Hello guys. Mko sawa? Let us move on. They have to be very fast. Because we have limited period. We need to complete what we started. So let's go to valuation of bond and debenture. Valuation of bond and debenture. Where is my pen? So valuation of bond and debenture. So valuation of bond stroke debenture. Here. So valuation of bond and debenture. So valuation of bond and debenture, and you can say we define what is a bond. A bond, investment security. So it's an investment security. Investment security where investor lend money to a company or government. To a company or government for a set period of time. For a set period of time in exchange of fixed return. In exchange of fixed return, into bracket interest. So into bracket interest. So you are saying investment security where an investor lend money to a company or government where the exchange in turn of an interest. We shall consider the following. We shall consider the following. Number A, bond with maturity. Bond with maturity. Number 2, bond without maturity. Without maturity. Number C, pure discount bond. Pure discount bond. Number D, perpetual bond. Perpetual bond. So before we to answer another term used. Term used. Talk about coupon interest. Upon interest. So you can say refers to the interest rate that the borrower pays the owners of capital. The owners of capital. Number two, maturity. Maturity, and you can say that when the borrower return the money then to them. You say date when the borrower return the money lent to them by investor, lent to them by investor. Number three, talk about face value. Face value stroke nominal value. So this is the value which existed before the existing market price. So we can say value of the bond at the beginning. So this represents the value of the bond at the beginning. So value of the bond at the beginning. So value of the bond at the beginning, or value of the bond that existed before market price. So value of the bond that existed before the market price. Let us talk about current yield. Current yield, we can say return of a given bond refers to return of a given bond. So return of a given bond.
There, you see? That's what I've been telling you.
So return of a given bond.
But we'll make sure we'll find a better way to make the lead boss people much easier.
So return of a given bond.
Tell me what you need.
So how do we get current yield? So we have a formula for current yield. Current yield is equal to interest. We divide it by value of bond.
How is Lydia doing?
She's sleeping now. She's fine. I haven't
So interest
anything about
that times 100.
No, I haven't heard anything.
I know
that one is all about
it must be a misunderstanding.
The current yield. Now value of bond. How to get value of bond?
I better let you rest now.
Value of bond.
Even for a little bit.
Now value of bond will be equal to. So value of the bond will be equal to.
Kyle, he asked about you. He also said my boy is sleeping now, but he's fine. You see? And
So you go to annuity.
About that girl. I'm going to
Annuity. What is the present value? Interest factor.
Going out for a minute.
For annuity.
I'll go with you.
For annuity. Plus. Now. Let us say. Before we give the formula. Let us say value of the bond. Value of bond. In case it is redeemable.
We can't afford away. We still need to prove to them that Guile is not a criminal.
So value of the bond In case it is redeemable. So we can say,
But all that auditing,
so value of bond
and besides, I can't afford to just give up mom's house.
will be equal
It
to
means a lot to me, Dad.
annuity,
My boy will be needing a place just like that.
annuity,
People,
more with the present value interest factor. So annuity plus redeemable value, redeemable value
on fighting, Dad.
multiply with
That's what we're going to do.
present value interest factor
I'm not gonna give up no
for
money.
n period. For n
Hard to get people like
period.
the harder we're going to fight.
So that one is number one.
Maybe
Number two, value of bond. Value of bond in case
Then we'll get you.
it is convertible. In case it is convertible, we can say value of bond is equal to annuity. Annuity, more of the present value interest factor, annuity plus convertible value. Convertible value, you multiply with present value interest factor, any period. Present value interest factor, any period. Next, pure discount. Pure discount. Then you can say this is a discount. So pure discount bond. Pure discount bond. And you can define and say bonds that do not carry interest them with them. So these are bonds which do not carry interest rate with them. So as in interest rate, now pure discount bond will be equal to, so pure discount bond will be equal to 1 plus R raised to N times purchase price of the bond,
Now available and stored countrywide.
which is the same as value of the bond, which is the same as value of the bond. So which is the same as value of the bond. So niko nataka kwenda sana. So which is the same as value of the bond. Which is the same as value of the bond. Next. So N maturity period, R in cost of capital. So N maturity period, R cost of capital, or yield to maturity, or yield to maturity. Yield to maturity. Now let's talk about yield to maturity. Let's talk about yield to maturity. Yield to maturity, which is YTM. YTM, and you can say refer to the rate of return of an investor. So refer to the rate of return of an investor. Refers to the rate of return of an investor. So what will an investor receive back of an investor? Of an investor If the bond is held to maturity, if the bond is held until maturity, if the bond is held until maturity. So ITM is given by, I 1 minus tax plus par value of the bond minus market value of the bond divided by N. Then everything we divide the par value of the bond plus market value of the bond divided by 2. Then your answer shall multiply by 100. Then your answer you shall multiply by 100. So PVB, par value of the bond, MVB, market value of the bond, N maturity period, I in interest rate in value and not percentage. So I in interest rate in value and not percentage. T is the tax rate. YTM, yield to maturity. Then let's talk about yield to call. YTC, yield to call. I think I will go to the other side. The road to my side. So yield to call. Then go very fast. So yield to call. So YTC. So yield to call. Yield to call. Yield to call. You can say that refer to the rate at which the bond is redeemed before maturity. So refers to the rate at which the bond is redeemed before maturity period. Before maturity period. So refer to the rate in which the bond is redeemed before maturity period. Before maturity period. This is the formula. I 1 minus T y minus T plus par value of the bond minus CVB, the callable value divided by N over PVB minus CVB divided by 2. Then everything shall multiply by 100. So N is the period where we call back our bond or our debenture. So depending on the question. So N represents a period which we call back our money before maturity. So the period where we call back our money before maturity. So PVB, par value of the bond, CVB, callable value. So callable value of the bond. So CVB ni callable value of the bond. Then tumesema N ni period in which we call back our bond. So we can do now some questions. Let us do some questions. So September 2021. September 2021. September 2021. Question 1C. September 2021, question 1C. September 2021. Number 1C. Let's let it open. September 2021. The question reads, Beta Limited issues 16% corporate bond with a par value of 1,000. The bond is either be redeemable at 20% premium after 5 years or convertible into equity at a conversion rate of 100 shillings per 2 ordinary share. The ordinary shares is currently trading at 50 shillings. The expected number of price will increase at a rate of a constant rate of 5% each year. The required rate of return is 12%. Number 1, the current value of the redeemable bond. Number 2, the current value of convertible bond. I think those are the 2 requirements. So we say that the value of the bond under redeemable, if you can see in the upper, if redeemable. So value of the bond in case of redeemable. So value of bond. Now it is annuity. How do you get annuity? Now from this question of ours, our annuity is the percentage of par value. So our annuity is 16% of the par value, which is 1,000. Then we are supposed to multiply it with our present value interest factor, which is for annuity. Now, what's our cost of capital? It is 12%. Now, this bond is expected to be there for 5 years. So unaenda kwa table ya chini because it's an annuity. So unaenda kwa table ya chini, unaangalia 12%. Piga yake ni ngapi? So tunaenda kwa table ya chini. So 12% kwa year 5. Because it's an annuity, it's 12%. So 12%, which is 3.6. 3.6 048. We are supposed to add the redeemable value. Now let us see the redeemable value. Now according to this question, anatuambia that it can be redeemed at which rate? So anasema at 20% premium. It can be redeemed at 20% premium, meaning kama 20% premium ni kumaanisha that is a profit. So you redeem at 120. So 100 plus 20. So plus 120%.
How do you get the 3.604?
12%, hiyo unaenda kwa table. Annuity table. Unaenda kwa 12% and then unaenda kwa year 5. Because it will be there for 5 years.
16% year 5.
12%. Ama wametuambia 16 ama 12? 12%. Required rate of return. Ni ngapi? 12%.
Okay.
Umeiona? That 6%, 16% in interest rate. Ya kusaidia kupata annuity or the interest. So the word annuity can be replaced with the word interest. So for you to get the interest, which is the same as annuity, is 16% of the par value. Sawa. So 120% of what? Of par value. So it will be trading at the par value still. So 120%. So what I redeem at 120% of the par value. But this one, we use the present value interest factor for any period. So unaenda kwa table yetu kwa 12%, but kwa table ya gani? Ya any period, which ni table ya juu. Itakuwa 0.5674. So that one will be the value for part A. So hiyo unafanyanga tu hivyo. So 0.16 times 1,000 times 3.6048 plus 1.2 times 1,000 times 0.5674. The answer is 1257. So the answer is 1257.648. So the value of the bond today, 1267.648. That is part A. We can take a look for part B. So that's how you do part A. So that is how you do part A. Now part B, they are talking about convertible. Is it convertible? Yes, they're talking about convertible. Now allow me to rub this one. Allow me to rub this part. So convertible. But for us to complete this question, we need to find the convertible value. We need to find our convertible value. So let us see. Now from this question of ours, wanatuambia that or convert the equity shares at a rate of alternate of Kenya shillings. Now, other before the 2x2 nini, let us find convertible value formula. So what will be the formula for convertible value? It will be equal to price per share, price per share, we multiply with the number of shares. Then we multiply with kama inaonekana. So price per share we multiply with number of shares. So price per share we multiply with the number of shares. Then we multiply again with 1 plus g raised to n. So kama inaonekana 1 plus g raised to n. That is our formula to get the convertible value. So should we try? So let's try. So we try. Now let us read the question again. So they say that at which rate? So wanasema for every 100 Kenya shillings, they shall exchange how many shares? 2 shares. 2 shares. So which value shall we use to convert? So tunatumia the par value. What was the par value? The par value was 1,000. So najiuliza what about Kenya shillings 1,000? So what will be the number of shares? So itakuwa ni 1,000 times 2 divided by 100. So number of shares, which is 20 shares. Now let us find the convertible value. Convertible value. And so what is the price per share from this question of ours? The price of the security is trading us at 50 per share. Umeiona? How many shares shall we get if we convert? We shall get 20 shares. Then wanasema that the share will grow at a particular rate. So it is better that the share will increase at a constant rate of 5%. So 0.05. For how many years? 5 years. So what will be the convertible value? Now convertible value will be equal to 50 times 20 times 1.05 raised to 5. So the answer is 12. So 1276.28. So this is a convertible value, but we need the value of the bond if we were to convert. So value of the bond, it will be equal to what? Kama kawaida, 16% of the par value. 16% of the par value. We multiply with the present value interest factor, which is still the same, 3.6048. We add our convertible value, which is 1276.28. We multiply with our present value interest factor for any period, and you're here 0.5674. So that one, we shall get the value of the convertible bond. Now, what will be the value? So 0.16 times 1,000 times 3.6048 plus 1276.28 times 0.5674. That one is 1300. So that one is 1300.92. This one is equal to 1,300.93. So if we are to convert using the redeemable value, then our value today will be 1267. But if you were to convert it to equity, then the value will be 13,800. So if you were to be advised which method should we use, then the second one will be the best because the value will be more. The value will be more. But that's how you do it when it comes to valuation of debenture or bond. So debenture or bond, whichever the case. Let us go to May 2019. Question number 1B. May 2019. Question number 1B. So May 2019, question number 1B. May 2019, question number 1B. May 2019, question number 1B. So allow me to delete, but before I delete, let me find the question. So May 2019, question number 1B. So tomorrow, from tomorrow, so question is Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday na Sunday. Tutafanya tax na tunamaliza Sunday. So tukuja ime and then tukifanyanga za FM kidogo na revision hapa na pale. But tax lazima tumalize Sunday kila kitu. Sasa najua itakuwa possible. So kenye ilikuwa na issue ni FM, but naona we have covered most of important topics. So and then MA kutoka tarehe 20, so hiyo itakuwa around next week Monday. By the end of the month tulikuwa tumemaliza hizo topics. Kwa sababu za MA sio mingi, ni venye tu topic yao ni complex. But one topic in one class. So the issue is that the topics are very complex. In terms of
kuna topic ya service costing hizi kama za transport na hospital
hizo ni
somehow complex.
Sasa hizo ndio naona hizo tunafaa tukiingia klasi moja tuna make sure tumemaliza. So kama transport no service itakuwa yote ndani, transport, mambo na transportation, mambo na services kama for example kwa hoteli wanafanyanga services. So we have catering with their cost, we have accommodation and so on. Hizo tutajipanga. So for MA najua hiyo, so kwa MA ndio najua inaweza kuwa issue, lakini kwa tax by Sunday najua tutakuwa tumemaliza. Anyway, so let us not talk so much. Tuingie May 2019. Yes, nimefika hapo. May 2019 question number 1B, and the question reads that an investor, so not that one, number B. Claire Mwatata is planning to invest a long-term project. An investment banker has provided her with the following information. So we have two options. Option 1, to invest in a corporate bond selling at 875. The bond will be redeemed after 5 years at how much? 1,600. Option 2, invest in a 16% debenture with a face value of 100 quoted at 95. The debenture will be redeemed after 5 years. The minimum rate of return is 18%. Required. Using the yield to maturity advise Clear Mwatata. So let us see how we shall advise this person. So allow me to rub. So we shall use the formula for yield to maturity. So hapa ametuambia already, we shall use the yield to maturity. Now, the first option, come out, would you notice? The first option is a pure discount bond. So I think we talked about something to do with the pure discount bond. Now, the first part, it is a pure discount bond because haina interest, but the second part is a yield to maturity. Let us start with the first one. So the first one tuambia that we have this kind of security. So option one. So this is the question for May 2019. May 2019, question number 1B. So hapo inaonekana. So this option is a pure discount bond. This is a pure discount bond. Do you remember the formula? We say the value of the bond under this part, value of the bond is equals to 1 plus R raised to N times, I think it was purchase price. Now let us read the question. So on the question, what is the purchase price? The purchase price is 875. Can you see it? 875. Let me go to that question on Wambia. That the corporate bond is selling at 875. It is selling, so that is the purchase price. So what about the value of the bond? We have the value of the bond. The value of the bond after 5 years, 1600. So the value of the bond is 1600. Now we don't know the rate, which is this one is a pure aina rate, aina interest, but ikona some cost with it, or the return for 5 years. Then the purchase price, which is the selling price, is 875. So find R. So we can say that 1 plus R raised to 5 is equal to 1600 divided by 875. Divided by 875. Then we can also say that 1 plus R will be equal to square root M of, so N5, square root of 1600, 875. So let us find R. So this one will be equal to 1 plus R. So square root, so this number ukishafanya kwa calculator utapata 1.13. Then R is equals to 1.13 minus 1, which is equals to 0.13 or 13%. I think it goes sawa kabisa. So that one is 13%. Now let us go to the second part. Yield to maturity. So they said we shall use yield to maturity. So yield to maturity itakuwaje? What will be the yield to maturity? So from the question, Tutatumia ile formula. Hiyo formula iko wapi? Aha. So tunaanza na interest. So what's our interest for that question? Our interest, let me check. So option B, so tuko kwa option 2. So option 2. So this one is option 2. So yield to maturity. So the formula iko inakaa hivi. It was I 1 minus T plus the market value. In bond, kuhusu bond, par value of the bond over N over the market value of the bond plus par value of the bond divided by 2. Then you're supposed to multiply by 100. Now, option 2. So the interest is 16%. So doesn't you? So 16%. So for us to get the interest, we multiply with the par value. Our par value ni ngapi? Our par value ni the face value 100. Our tax, tupatie tax. Hakuna. But let's just put it. Then market value, we have a market value, yes, 95. It is quoted. And then par value in 100. Period 5 years over 95 plus 100 divided by 2. Then our answer, we multiply with 100. So what will be the final figure? So itakuwa 0.16 times 100 times 0.7, which is 11.2. So 95 minus 100 divided by 5 minus 1 over 95 plus 100 divided by 2, which is 97.5 times 100. So itakuwa 11.2 minus 1 divided by 97.5 times 100, which is equal to 10.4%. Now, we were to advise this person. Wanasema, so advise Mwangaza using the yield to maturity and the other one. Now, what is the required rate of return? 18%. Now, the required rate of return is 18%, but this investment inakwambia itakupatia 13%.
I'm getting how come I'm getting a
Unapata?
different figure?
Unapata ngapi hapa?
Napata 18.
18%.
Na yours? Then hii
Mimi nilipata
16%, hii 16% times 100.
Ni 16%, 0.16 times 100 times 0.7. It's 11.2.
Inabaki
Hii ni 1 minus tax. Mimi napata 10. Sijui wewe unapata ngapi?
10.
10%. Now remember from the question, the required rate of return is 18%. But this one promises 13, this one promises 10. So should we accept or reject? So the required rate is 18, but it is 13. So we reject. So otherwise, we should reject. You should reject option 1, and you should reject option 2. So you should reject both options because the required rate of return is more than the one which option 1 and option 2 will provide. So
The
that one is supposed to
required rate-
reject. Required rate of return pale kwa swali yetu pale chini ni ngapi? 18%. Umeiona? Minimum. So the minimum which we can accept is 18. Anything below
minimum is
18%,
12.
we reject.
Minimum is 12.
Uh,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the
do you
minimum
want-
rate is 18.
Eh.
18.
So the minimum which we can accept is 18. Anything below 18%, we reject. Sawa sawa. Question number 1, can you do it? Tulifanya jana, klasi ya jana.
Yeah.
So that one is the discounted cash flow. Ulipitia video?
Yeah,
Question
yeah.
number 2, 2B. 2B ni godons. Pia tulifanya jana. So I think hiyo nilifanya. I think ni ndio nilifanya. Siko sure. So is that one possible?
It looks possible.
It look possible. So Kenya hapo Kenya hapo walikuwa wanataka kutest kama unaweza calculate return on equity. Hapo wana test if you can calculate return on equity.
Yeah.
So maybe to return on equity. How do you find?
Naona it's okay. Even we ever did tukifanya mambo na Equity. We did
So hapo ukumbuke kwa hiyo swali utatumia hiyo the equity capital pale chini kuto calculate return on equity. Sawa, I think iko sawa. Now, let me do another one question. Then tufanye valuation of preference share. I think hiyo tutakuwa tunabakisha another 2 items. Yaani saa ngapi? 8:58. Sawa. Now, open May 2016. Question 2C. May 2016. Question 2C. May 2016, question 2C.
James Chiwede.
I think niyo wacha nifike sijafika hapo. So maybe wacha nifike. Question 2C. Hai, May 26. Kuna 2C kweli? Au nimefungua a different question. Oh, in November. Question number 2C. Yes. Just Chimoide is considering purchase 4 years. 1.2 per value bond. So that one is the value, that one is a per value. The bond has a couple interest of 10% required. The current value of the bond. Can you calculate the current value of the bond? Now, in that case, tunafanya aje? What will be the value of that bond? No, the value of that bond will trade at par value. So the value of that bond will trade at par value because we don't have any other value. So it will trade at par value. So we can say that is May 2016 question 2C. So the formula for this one will be equal to annuity divided with the present value interest factor for annuity. Now this one we shall use the par value because we don't have any other value. We don't have convertible value. We don't have the market price. We don't have the redeemable value. So it will go with the par value end period. Now, let us see. So from the question, the annuity is 10% of the par value, which is our par value is 1.2. Now, we need to multiply with the cost of capital, which is 80%. But remember, it's annuity, so table ya chini. So ukumbuke table ya chini. So 80% for how many years? Wamesema kweli 4 years. So 4 years, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 3.3, 121. So 3.3, 121. Then it will trade at par value because you don't have any other value, the convertible value or the market value. So 80%, but now it's not to be a June because it appear once. So period 4, 0.7350, 0.7350. So we shall get the value of that bond. Same sitting, question number 5B. Same sitting, question number 5B. Not same sitting, November 2016. Hii niko juu yake. So here is yield to maturity. Question number 5B. So yield to maturity na yield to call. Yuko naiona hapo. Unaiona? I think unaiona. So kitu ya kwanza nakwambia differentiate between yield to call and yield to maturity, hiyo ni sawa, tulishapeana. One is where we redeem in maturity. The other one is where we call before maturity. So, but me, I'm interested in 5B. So Cayenne LTD has issued 10,000, 10 years, bond with a coupon interest of 12%. The bond is currently trading at 88.30 and is callable at 10,500 after year 5. So hata ngoja 10 years ishe. So if I need to call, I will call at 5 years. But kama nikungoja, atangoja miaka 10. So now the first one, yield to maturity. Now yield to maturity formula is same. Interest 1 minus T, which in our case is 12% times par value, which is 10,000. So take a tax, those unit tax hapo, but tuko Kenya. Now the par value is 10,000 minus. So this one is for yield to maturity without callable. So itakuwa ngapi? It's currently trading at 88.30. 88.30. For many years? So it will be there for 10 years. Then everything we divide by 10,000 plus 88.30 divided by 2. Then we multiply by 100. So what will be the figure? So what will be the figure? Now, hata before tuendelee, pale chini it is semi-annually. Umeiona? It is semi-annually. So kama ni semi-annually, then everything changes. So kama rate ni 12% na semi-annually, then our rate itakuwa ni R divided by 2, which is 6%. So hapa ni 6% kwa sababu ni semi-annually. Then our N will be equal to N times 2 because it's semi-annually, which is 10 times, which is 20. So that is all. So your information is very important. They said it's semi-annually. So it is semi-annually. So kama semi-annually, you divide the rate by the semi, then N period inaongezeka, you multiply by the number of periods. So for example, kama ni semi-annually, kama ni quarterly, for example, kama angesema ni quarterly, that question, tungechukua R divided by 4 tupate our new R, na our N ingekuwa ni N times 4, which is 10 times 4, which is 40. But because in semi, then this one will be our new figure. So 6% and not 12%, 20 years. Let us do that one haraka haraka. We get that rate. So 0.06 times 10,000 times 0.7 for 20 plus 10,000 minus 8830 divided by 20, 58, 25 divided by 10,000 plus 8830 divided by 2, 94, 15, 10 times 100. Now what will be our rate for 20 plus 58 for 20 plus 58.5 divided by answer times 100. 5%. 5.1%. Now, let's do yield to call. So yield to call is the same, 6% times 10,000 times 1 minus 0.3 plus 10,000. Now, in this case now, we need to raise our callable value. So what's our callable value? From the question, our callable value is 10,500. 10,500. Our N, so remember our N, we were to call it for 5 years. But remember it is semi-annually. So 5 times 2, which is 10. Then 10,000 plus 10,500 divided by 2. Then everything you multiply by 100. I think that one is fine. That one is fine. My answer was 5.37%. 5.37%. 5.37%. 5.37%. Tuko sawa hapo? Check this question, your assignment, May 2017, 4B. So hiyo ni yako. May 2017, question 4B. Question number 4. Number 4B. Now, let us do valuation of preference shares. Alafu kuna bakia tu vitu ngapi? 3. Hivi vitu tatu nimebakia za I can record tomorrow during my free time. Then nakutumia you go through the video. Let us do preference of valuation of Valuation of preference shares. Valuation of preference shares. So na tuone fanye hii, tuone kama tutakuwa sawa. Tukiwa sawa tunaweza endelea. Kama utakuwa umechoka, then you should just do a recording. Because from tomorrow, so ratio analysis lazima tufanye. Hiyo unaonaje? Hiyo si tukitaka tu ratios, ma formula inaweza kupea, then you shall go through the ratio, sivyo?
Yes.
For ratio analysis, but kuna some video da kufanyia ya common size statement. Unakumbuka, unajua hizo vitu? Common size statement, kuna forecasting. Hiyo ndakurekodia video kando, then ndakutumia nikwambie go through them. So now let us do valuation of preference shares. So valuation of preference shares. So we say they are perpetual security. They are perpetual securities. They are perpetual securities since they do not have fixed maturity period. So because they do not have fixed maturity period, so we assume that they are perpetual, or they are perpetuity security. They remain outstanding, i.e. they remain outstanding as long as the company is going to concern. So they remain outstanding as long as the company is going concern. So for us to get the value of the theoretical value of preference shares, theoretical value of preference shares, how shall we get it? To be equal to, so this one is in perpetuity, present value interest factor in perpetuity. It will be given as annuity over R, where A can be interest, annuity. This one can be interest or dividend, depending with the equation. And then, which it can also be dividend, DPS over R. So dividend per share for preference shares, or annuity interest. But remember, they are the same from time to time. Now, value of preference shares, which is PO, will be given as DPS over KP. And here, but remember, DPS is the percentage of par value. Remember that DPS is the percentage of par value, is the percentage of par value. Let us go to this sitting, November 2016, 4B. November 2016, 4B. November 2016, question number 4B. I think this is the only question which appears for preference shares.
Now for preference shares, we have
Yes.
the redeemable and the irredeemable.
Now, that one, kama unatafuta KP, sivyo? Unatumia the formula for yield to maturity if redeemable. Then if not redeemable, the formula ndio hii. So KP, how do you get KP? When I change to, so KP will be equal to DPS over PO times 100. Ebona kwa nini yako pale nyuma tukifanya work ilikuwa hivyo, si ndio? Tume interchange, you make KP the substitute formula. So KP ni hiyo, na kama natumia yield to maturity, KP unatumia ile formula yetu, interest 1 minus t plus the par value of the preference shares minus the market value of the preference shares over n, and then you divide everything by the market value of the preference shares plus the par value of preference shares divided by 2. So iko sawa? But in most cases wakati tunafanya maswali zenye ni mambo na valuation, we shall be using this formula, the one for perpetuity. So that one is the most common. Hata kwa past papers zetu, hadi kwa hizo maswali za work, we usually use this one to find KP. Sawa sawa. So question number 4B inasema the firm issued 10% preference shares to raise the fund. The shares have a par value of 100 each and are currently selling at 110. And then the required rate of return is 80%. So explain whether they are overvalued or undervalued. So here's in rising. Now we have the market price per share as how much? 110. Now we need to compare market price with what? With PO. Si tulisema tukianza ndio tujue kama ni overvalued or undervalued. So we say that the MPS is compared with the PO intrinsic value. So we compare the market price with the intrinsic value. So let us find the intrinsic value. Tumesema ni ndio hii hapa. Dividend. Now what's our dividend? Our dividend is a percentage of par value. So what is the percentage? 10%. Of which figure? Of our par value. Par value ni ngapi? 100. Can you see it? Then we divide with R, with KP. Cost of preference shares. Now the cost of preference shares tutumia the required rate of return pale chini, which is 80%, 0.08. So what will be our PO? Then you compare it with MPS. Itakuwa ngapi hiyo? Itakuwa ngapi? So 10%, 0.1. So 10% 0.1 times 100, which is 10 over 0.08. So 10 divided by 0.08, which is 125. Now our MPS is less than PO. Na tumeona hapa 110 is less than 120. Now this is said to be undervalued. But if greater than, overvalued. So if market price is greater than the PO, overvalued. If less than, undervalued. So that one notes iko pale kwa topic 1 kianza. Then that one is enough. That one marks the end of preference shares. Any question? Uko na swali hapo kweli? Sio iko sawa? Now tuendelea, mama, unaonaje? Tuendelee tusiendelee?
Record class nitaangalia kesho. Kuna somewhere I'm supposed to join something.
Haina wasiwasi.
Mm.
Sawa sawa. So the rest of the classes tutakuwa na kurekodia. And then we push the MENA
Mm.
na tax by the end of the month. Sawa sawa, but hopefully now not far. Make sure you go through the videos from time to time because
Okay.
very important.
Mm.
Good night.